All right, right on. We've got Facebook Live open. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Ashley. On Periscope, we have Facebook Live going at the Whole Fit brand page. Hi, Julia. Hi, Jill. Awesome. So where shall we begin? I think I'm going to begin with some water because I have a feeling I'm going to be doing lots of talking today with you. We have a good topic for today. Water and in tune, right? This is what we do. This is how we do. Okay, so welcome to our weekly broadcast. I'm going to jump in because I know a lot of you have been kind of on standby. I was a few minutes late because my computer had to shut down. And I wanted to type out some notes to keep me on track with this topic. Mostly, I've typed out a lot of questions around this topic that my team posted, okay, to help guide this conversation and make sure I serve it up. This is how we do. That's right. So if you are brand new to the broadcast, I want to welcome you. My name is Ange Peters. I'm the founder of Whole Fit, which is a community and brand that I began 8 years ago, which evolved from health coaching, personal training, holistic nutrition for years individually with people and clients, eventually working my way to work with clients in a group setting, having worked with thousands of clients, mostly women, for years before I was introduced to this beautiful business model of network marketing, an industry that initially, to be honest with you, I had a lot of the same reservations that many of you on here might currently have. And so as someone in this industry, I am one of the most successful people within my network marketing company, which is doTERRA. I am the highest ranked leader within my company structure in a very short amount of time. And I share this with you because I want you to know that I know a thing or two about what it looks like inside and outside of this industry, okay? I feel that I'm in a good position to speak about this because I've gone through all of the things that you guys are all experiencing at some point, and I have found a way to navigate them with grace. And today, the person that I am very clear about what this industry is. Hi, Keely. I'm very clear on what this industry is doing in our world. I'm very clear on, hi Erin, I'm very clear on why this business model, specifically if you are with a company, aligned with a company that is a force for good and is creating solutions, that is moving this movement forward in the right direction. If you are with a company like that, you are in the right place today. Because I want to talk about what's really going on when health coaches, popular bloggers, healers, guides, when family members, when best friends, when the people that we think would be very supportive of what we're a part of aren't, what's really going on, okay? And I know people in and outside of network marketing that have been very successful, okay? And I've had lots of conversations around this topic, and I'm very clear on what the root issue is that's going on. And you will find, that people who are triggered or have a negative response or reaction to what you're doing when you are in something positive, it is always a mirror of them, not of you. Okay, I want you to keep that in mind as we go. So you're going to benefit from this conversation if you are someone who is focused on personal development, on doing the work first before you go out and try to help others. Okay, so it puts you in a position to be a guide and of service to people and to provide value to other people because you are somebody who is doing the work first. You take ownership, okay? So this conversation's for you. If you are somebody who is committed to showing up in our world and serving people with your gifts and with your product that you believe in, because you've gone to life school, you have lived what you are teaching, this conversation's for you. Okay? So this conversation is not for people who are out of alignment. It is not, this won't serve you because you need to do some personal work. This is not for people that think that this industry is about getting rich quick. You can leave the room. This is not for you because I'm not your people. This conversation is about a much bigger purpose, about a much bigger idea and truth about what's going on in this industry, okay? So first, let's talk about you, okay? Let's talk about each of us as individuals that are here. We've decided this conversation is for us. You know that you're someone who has a message to share. You are authentic with your simple story. You don't, I mean, in the beginning, some people look to other people and compare and copy a little bit, right? But that's natural. That's okay if you're still in that phase. But eventually you come to this place of knowing that you have a very simple, true to you message, something you've lived through that you are here to share. And people out there are trying to find you. We're not talking about the people who are claiming they're going to teach you how to make $10,000 a month and they have never personally had a $10,000 a month, right? We know these coaches are out there. Or the women out there looking to serve other moms who are not moms themselves. We are tired. We're bored of these people, right? We are bored of people claiming they're something they're not. And what you find in this industry specifically is people are on a journey of healing themselves and then they are able to help others in their authentic way. So this is what's happening. This is why a lot of you are here. Now, if you're here and you don't believe that you deserve an abundant and free life, you will take yourself out of the game. So what all of us at some point have to decide is, what is our belief of what abundance is? What is our belief about what we're here to do? Why we're created? What kind of life are we creating? And what kind of message are we sending through the way we live? So we need to actually unpack that a bit individually and understand, what are our beliefs? Do we carry a belief that life is hard because we've gone through hard things? Or maybe we actually have never gone through a hard thing, so we make everything harder than it needs to be. These are your typical drama people. They've never gone through something real hard in their life, so they make things hard. You guys know these people, right? If they're close to you, time to keep some space, right? Between them and you. If you don't feel that you can be an example to other people of what you speak about, you will quit. You will take yourself out. So our beliefs are so important. I loved one of the girls on our team, one of our wellness leaders in Australia. Her name's Alice Abba. She's probably not on. I love something she posted yesterday. She has been challenging herself lately with the question, before she does anything, she asks herself, is this moving me towards freedom or towards struggle? And I really loved it. I had to write that down because I think that's a great guide for all of us. But it had me thinking about what attracts people to this industry. It's because inside, even though everyone around them is involved in doing things that are harder than they should be, they don't take time to think about how they're boxed in, okay? How they're basically giving everyone else power over their body, over their life. When you're surrounded by people like this, it can be hard sometimes to believe that it could be a different way, that health does not need to be complicated, that success and abundance is directly impacted through our commitment to taking ownership and serving others. Okay, a lot of people around us actually don't believe this kind of life exists. At least the way they live their life speaks that story, right? So I love that, asking ourselves everything we do, is this moving me towards freedom or towards more struggle? The average person today who is in a 9-to-5 that thinks by the time they retire, they will still have the same job. First of all, they've been lied to. That thinks that by the time they hit the end of their career with this so-called company they're going to work the next 40 years of their life for, that they're going to have enough money to support them living to the average lifespan age of 92 today, they've been lied to. So a lot of people are looking at network marketing as an opportunity. This industry, so one of the first things I want to crack open is the ignorance that some people have around this industry. They don't realize how big it is, right? They don't realize that almost $200 billion move through this industry in 1 year. That's a lot of people saying, I would rather purchase from a friend than support a CEO of a company, okay? So the industry is massive. Now, it has become the easiest way for someone to become an entrepreneur. It has become very common for people we know to get involved in a lot of different opportunities. So the main thing, when we talk about the industry, we need to be able to distinguish opportunities that are right for us and aligned from things that are not sustainable and perhaps are starting to border on the perception that a lot of people have that network marketing is a pyramid scheme. And I'm gonna talk about that in just a moment. So the company that you partner with is very important. You need to be aligned, and it needs to be a company you could always see yourself being a part of. You want to look at the people, to me, is the most important thing. You want to look at the people that are involved with this company, the message, their heart, the owners. That's very important because that trickles down. You want to be looking at the product. Is this a product that you believe in because you live it and use it every day? Even if there was no opportunity attached, would you use it tomorrow and 10 years from now? Okay, that's what you're really looking at. And then you might start to look at the pay structure. Is this a company that is smoke and mirrors? Is this a company that is saying to you, you need to get out there and recruit 5 to 10 people, and then they do the same thing, and it's like this constant pyramid of income happening without a real attachment to a product? Which leads me to what a pyramid scheme is, you guys. A pyramid scheme is not network marketing. A pyramid scheme is a company, first of all, it's illegal, okay? If you were to go to the Better Business Bureau and Google, what is the difference between a pyramid scheme and a multi-level marketing company, you would see that a pyramid scheme is actually an illegal investment scam. It is heavily monitored by the Federal Trade Commission. Companies are shut down when it is discovered that there actually was no product involved, okay? So that's how you really distinguish. Does this company have a product, or do they just have a business opportunity? Are the people in this company saying to you, hey, come join me, we'll get rich quick overnight together? That's a big no. And there are companies and there are people who market this opportunity in that way. Now, one of the things that I do personally when I have people come to me and say they want to do the business with doTERRA, I discourage it in the beginning because I am most concerned with building trust with them, okay? And I want them to have great experiences with the product before they ever think they're gonna get out there and start helping other people. It's really important. You'll notice this a lot in doTERRA. We actually I'm talking about doTERRA, you guys, because this is my experience with network marketing with a beautiful, aligned to me company that is a force for good in our world. So I'm sharing it. And to be honest, if you're in the industry within other companies, you know of doTERRA already because doTERRA is the largest network marketing company in North America in just 9 years. Every network marketing company knows about doTERRA. They're studying doTERRA. They're launching essential oil lines, all of them, because they're trying to duplicate what doTERRA has done. But what they cannot duplicate is culture, okay? That is the most important thing when it comes to network marketing. So what you will find in doTERRA is that people are not recruiting every once in a while. And actually, it's quite comical. I'm a presidential diamond leader with doTERRA, the highest rank you can go. And I have never once done a business opportunity webinar. It's interesting, right? Some of my team have, they'll do it like once or twice a year. Just because a lot of people that are using the oils and loving them are, getting excited about doing the business. So it naturally becomes something that they want to do once they've had great experiences. So, keep your questions to the end. I took a lot of questions down from my team, but this was the biggest one was, oh, you're in a pyramid scheme. So one of my favorite ways to respond to that question or any other question that people in your network throw at you is to simply say to them, oh, interesting. Tell me what you know about that. Tell me what you read. Send me what you read. Show me what you've read. You will be disappointed with how they actually respond to that question. Because a lot of people, think about most people. Think about the people that live in the box, okay? They're fed ideas. They read what, famous blogger number 92 posted on Facebook, and they just regurgitate that person's message without ever looking at anything themselves. This is most people. So if you actually come back at them with a quick question to clarify, oh, tell me more about that. Interesting. Tell me more about pyramid schemes. They won't even know what to say. And that's when you can say, well, to be honest, when I worked in my corporate job for 10 years, I started to realize that was actually the real pyramid scheme. Have you ever thought about that? One CEO at the top, people down below are completely limited in their success in that lid. They can't go any higher than the CEO. And it's interesting. You have this apprehension towards network marketing because of the geometrical shape of it. Because what's interesting is I could actually grow 10 times more successful than the person above me. Okay. So the best way to handle some of these oppositions is to actually come back with a question, to dig deeper. And you can use that for almost any kind of question that comes your way. Okay. So that's kind of the first tip I wanted to give you around when you get feedback like this. Okay. So the other issue I wanted to crack open are the types of people that are going to shoot negativity your way. I want to go through a couple of classic scenarios, okay? And what you'll notice, this is interesting. I'm watching some of the comments on Periscope. And those of you on Periscope can see these. There are a lot of people posting negative comments. We often refer to them as trolls on Periscope. They know who they are. So they're shooting off all these negative comments, trying to distract everyone from the real message going on here. So what a perfect segue into what I'm going to talk about right now. So what's really going on? And, I think the first thing to understand, I talked about this a few minutes ago, how somebody responds to you is simply a reflection of who they are. Let me say that again. How somebody responds or reacts or whatever their perception is of you and what you're doing as somebody focused on putting good into the world, all that is a reflection of who they are. It is not about you. So what is so interesting to me is how many of the health coaches and popular bloggers in the health industry, people who have built entire empires around themselves, how many of them are spewing negativity towards what you're doing in your business. All it tells you is that is the sign of a person going downhill. The downgrade is happening. When somebody who calls themselves a health coach, a guide, within this industry, what's happening when that person starts spewing negativity or is seeking to tear down what you're doing? What is happening there? There's some stuff inside that person that has not been worked out. They're letting it shine, okay? Now here's the flip to this. Your reaction to them is an awareness of you. So if somebody spews negativity about what you're doing and you are triggered, just like they've been triggered, you have inner work to do as well. And this is all part of the process. You cannot skip these steps. When you're in a company and you have growth opportunities in front of you, you will not grow until you get this. You will not grow to the next level in your business, to the next rank, whatever you want to call it, if you are trying to skip the steps of stepping into your posture as a leader, into graceful power in what you do, into your confidence. And this only comes, you guys, from getting knocked down. It only comes when you are challenged and you go take a step back and you do the work on yourself, okay? So I'm going to read that one more time and move on to the next point. How someone responds to you is a reflection of who they are at the core. How you react to them is an awareness of where you need to do the work. Okay. The next point I want to make is around accountability. Okay. So think about the person that is giving you this negative feedback. What is the story of their life? Now, what affects some people is what I just spoke about. You know, the big health blogger. I know several of them. And they write blog posts knocking down this industry. And I'm gonna open that up a little bit deeper in a second. But what if this person is your neighbor or your friend, Ashley, or your friend down the road? Ashley, invite her. Let's get her on. What if it's somebody who is not in this space, who just works like the 9 to 5, isn't really up to too much in their life? They're pulling into McDonald's in the morning for breakfast every day. You know, these people who they're not doing the work on themselves to evolve and become healthier and to, you know, promote good in our world. They're just like the noise. So these are the people this is the first level of people you disregard. Okay. This is the first group that you develop confidence with in knowing that this is you and this is them. Okay. They're good practice. So a lot of people who are first getting started in an industry that requires you to have a higher level of belief in yourself and what you're doing, this is the first group. This is the first playground you'll leave, are the people who are not doing anything in their own life to promote good in our world. They're just the noise. They watch the news all day long. They go to the coffee shop and talk about all the horrific things happening in the world. They feed the circle of lack, of discouragement, of scarcity, of blame. They blame everyone else for all their problems. They go to their doctor for every single thing just so that they have somebody they can blame when they're not healthy, right? We know these people. So looking at someone's life and understanding, like, are they really in a position to offer guidance to me? As somebody who is committed to working on myself and doing the work, does this person actually have a message for me, or are they noise? And if they're noise, they gotta go. As you grow as a person and evolve, you will turn these people off quick. Now, this is tough in the beginning, right, guys? Because you start to do the work and you realize, oh man, these people I've had in my life for most of my life are actually not for me. They're not for my success. They're not supporting me. And when it's family, it can be tricky, and that's okay. All you can do with family is be the example. I know what that feels like. We all have family members who they're not on board with becoming healthier, you know, and all you can do is be an example to them. That's it. You can't change them. And the reality is, you know, it'll be someone else that actually changes them, not you. But your example is their first experience with why they need to change. Reason number 2, that influential people in our world, like the health coaches or bloggers who have built these massive platforms for themselves and write blog posts about what network marketing is in their opinion, the reason that these people go after it, they're actually looking to attract the people who are just getting started to discourage them. So this is a power game with some of these people. They realize that they are in a position of power and you are not, because you haven't yet experienced the success in your business. And here's a tip for you. These big bloggers and health coaches that make you second guess what you're doing, they are relying on your response and lack of power to feed their striving to stay relevant. You guys get me on this? They are relying on you quitting because the writing is on the wall for them, okay? They are relying on you getting triggered by what they write. They need you to feed their need to be relevant. So I want you to step back for a second and understand what's going on. And here's what's going with these people. At one point, they were a really big deal. They have a lot of ego. At some point, they built an empire. and they're desperately trying to keep it alive. They're desperately trying to keep their crew with them, and they actually don't believe the golden rule of health coaching. The golden rule, ibuprofen, you gotta go, bud. See ya. The golden rule of health coaching is to create empowered clients that don't need us anymore. Think about it. How many of these personal trainers and health coaches out there are constantly doing things to make you feel as their client like you could never do this on your own? They create this sense of attachment when actually the whole reason we are in this industry as coaches or guides or trainers is to empower people to know how to, be healthy in their body, to have the tools, to have access to the information that they need to create a better life for themselves, that it's not about us, okay? We can be a guide at certain points in someone's journey. I'm honored to be here with you guys, right now, guiding you around this topic. But my goal is that 2 years from now, you're doing this for others. That it's not that you needed to be here listening to this with me for the next 5 years because I have made you think that you could never do this on your own. This is why someone ever really should become a health coach. So the other thing to understand with these coaches, these influential people, they are highly affiliated. So what I would flip the switch a bit sometimes with these people and say, I'm just curious. I want to understand how to do well, how to be successful with my passion, because I know that in order to truly serve other people and give back to the world, I need to be whole. And part of that is having financial freedom. So flip the switch on these people and just say, I'm just curious. Can you tell me what I can expect out of this industry if I followed in your footsteps? How affiliated are you? I'm just curious, how much money are you receiving through all the pop-ups and ads on your blog when you write a post like this that you know is going to become sensational? Please be transparent with us, because I want to understand which direction to go with my passion. So they won't be honest with you. Anybody who has built a really large platform is not going to come out with it and say, just from writing this post, I'm going to make about $25,000 in promo ads. They're not going to tell you that, because what they're focused on is sustaining what they've built, and they don't want to let people know what's really going on. Now, the other interesting thing you might notice with some of these big people, is they actually are already running their own kind of network marketing company. So how many of you know of somebody in the health space who has created a product line or something where they have said to you, hey, if you tell your friends, I'm going to pay you? How many of these big people, obviously they have them, right? They will not open the books with you, but they have them. Maybe you've shared their program and some money. They're running their own network marketing company it's called social marketing, or this engine, like I said, in this industry of social marketing, even just within our industry, almost $200 billion a year. That's not including affiliate marketing, okay? Which they're a part of. I have some wealthy friends. They have started companies and been very successful. They earn at least 7 figures a year. And you know what the business is that they're most right now, that they're learning about? It's not how to make it to the top. They're learning how to start their own. They're looking at what is going to be they've been successful in what they do is they get the law of innovation. They saw the need, the solution before it became the need. You know what I mean? So these people are going to create network marketing companies. They're going to in it because they know the power of this engine. Okay? So again, these people that mock the industry, they're ignorant, but again, it's a reflection of who they are and what they haven't worked out. Because here's what we know. You know you're in the presence of someone who is going downhill when you leave them feeling worse about yourself, okay? Because we know what the opposite feels like. We know when we're in the presence of somebody who is successful, who is a visionary, who is abundant, and who is free. We know when we're in their presence because they gracefully give of themselves and their time to make the world better. You leave them feeling better, okay? When you're around somebody who is whole and happy and fulfilled, you always leave them feeling better. They're not the ones who are going to spew negativity around what you're doing in an opportunity because they understand that your success is their success and there is success for everyone. These people who are spewing negativity into what you're doing are scared. They're scared that success is for everyone because they have worked so hard to build what they're doing. Okay, that was the next point I wanted to make. They have worked so hard to create what they have that it terrifies them that there are people having success in an easier way and in less time. It bothers them. And I was part of that collective. I worked very hard, long days, many nights till 2 or 3 in the morning. I still do it, but it's because it's my passion that drives me. And there's times when I go in and out. I have this dance with my vision, and I will, put the pedal down and work very hard for my vision. But these people who are negative about your success, ultimately it's because they don't want to think that it doesn't have to be so hard. Okay, this judgment of you is a cover-up for their fear. It's a cover-up, and it's letting you see a little bit into what's going on internally for them. So supporting someone else's success will never dampen your own. And that's how you know you're in the presence of the right people. Okay, so I'm going to actually go into some of the most popular questions my team posted of resistance that they face. But what I want you to understand just before I do that is that if you are in network marketing, you want to align yourself with a company that you would use the product for the rest of your life and it has changed your life, and that's why you decide to do the business. That is so important. Don't be that hopper. Don't be that person that spams their Facebook every day with all this ickiness and opportunity and get rich quick, and be real. Be real. Open your life up. Share with people how you use the product, but stop the pitching, okay? Just show up and serve and add value. You want to make sure that you're aligned with a company that is for purpose, okay? Because with that, you will be successful. If you're with a company that is innovating and is a movement and is moving this world in the right direction, you're in the right place. So whatever business model, or whatever opportunity within this business model, what you need to know is that if you do the work internally, it will bless your life. Okay, and the goal here is to get to the point where you understand that you cannot give what you don't have. So don't quit on yourself in the early stage because someone else is putting their stuff on you. That is their goal. They need you to quit because your very existence is terrifying them. What you stand for, what you believe in, and how you're living your life is scaring them because it's making them realize that they are in a box, that there are changes they need to make that they're not ready to make. Whew, okay, so I've got some good questions, okay? I'm gonna scan my list for some of the best ones. Jill, my assistant, is on. If you guys have a question around this topic that you wanna post, perhaps Jill, you can start a quick notepad for me. We're at 12:40, so I'm going to go for the next 20 minutes of Q&A. And my goal here is to be an example of how to gracefully respond to some of these questions and concerns. So what I did, with my team was I let them know I was going to be coming on to share this topic today. Because it's really, I've started to see it come up so much. And what I see happening in our world is this industry is becoming massive. There are a lot of people who are healing personally. And because of that, they're influencing a change of direction that was needed in healthcare and in our world. And what's happening is there's this frenzy from people who are not a part of it to tear it down. So I mentioned some of the top people, right? Health coaches, aromatherapists are a big one within the industry I'm in, okay? Because aromatherapists, they understand the need for them is diminishing. Okay, I'll talk about that near the end when we close. Some people in network marketing, this is another camp. Some people within other companies see companies like doTERRA and they realize they're in the wrong place. And so they gossip and they tear down between their circles. And what's happening there is the sign of somebody who's in the downgrade. Okay, so there are lots of categories of people, but I let my team know I was going to go into these questions. So I've got about 4 pages of things that have come up for people. And I mean, this is always a good indication that you're in the right place. Because think about it, the majority of the world is safe in their office cubicle, not creating a lot of beauty in our world and healing. This topic feels heavy. Is there a positive spin for the health coaches and aromatherapists? Absolutely. The topic for those groups of people that are spewing negativity is to ask themselves why. Is to understand that is simply a mirror of internal work they haven't done. And so successful, empowered people always support other people in the same opportunity. So that's the spin. Realize why you're in this industry in the first place. And if you cannot find a way to do that, it's time to make some changes. Get on board. Be part of a movement and a business model that's going to free you of all of these handcuffs you put on yourself to actually, grow. You're the problem, right? Recognize that. Okay, so I'm going to roll through some questions. I'm going to do like rapid fire. Okay, so I won't be watching your comments on here, but keep them coming because everyone else does see them. So top questions and comments from my team around this topic. That this is not a sustainable career and you need a backup plan. So first of all, if you decide to do the business around your product that you're passionate about, then you need to detach from your expectations of what's going to happen. You need to share your heart. You need to be focused on just sharing and helping other people. The success and abundance will come. If you go about this backwards and you think that it's about making money and being an overnight success, you're going to fail because your heart's not in the right place to begin with. So the most successful people I know in this industry are the ones who did it even if there was no business attached. The ones who almost accidentally hit a new rank in their business. They didn't even know about ranks or a comp plan, right? These are the people that do really well. So you need to detach from that and know this is the long game, people. This is not about becoming an overnight success. This is about doing the right thing and sharing it even if, okay? Okay, top opposition is I don't have time, I'm too busy. You're right, I am too. Here's the thing. There are always ways to create more time, to create more boundaries with our time so that we are doing what is most important to us. I would challenge somebody who says they don't have enough time to be more honest about how much time they're spending watching Netflix or going to the coffee shop to gossip or reading the newspaper or watching what everyone else is doing on Facebook. If they were being honest, they know they could find the time, even if it's just 10 minutes a day. I've shared this before. When I was first building my business, we were brand new to this city we live in right now, and we found a gym that had 2 hours of daycare. And we didn't have a lot of money, and we didn't have a lot of time. And what I did was we would take the kids to the gym. I would do like a 20-minute workout. You could barely call it that. And then I would set up my laptop and build my business in the change room. I would do all my stuff because that was 2 hours a day that I had somebody helping with my kids when they were babies. You do whatever you need to do to make it happen. So if you're one of those people that say, I just don't have the time, then stay doing what you're doing. Easy, right? The bottom line is just don't get upset 10 years down the road when the people who made the time are 20 billion times more successful than you are. You always do what matters. Okay, next one. Those who think essential oils are snake oils, they're non-believers. Okay, next. Be the example of what they do in your life. Who cares? Do you think anyone could convince me that essential oils don't create a beautiful, glowing life when my whole life is an example of what they've done for me and my family? The empowerment it's created for me as a mom. I will talk about oils as a key tool to a life of health and abundance for the rest of my life because they've changed my life. I don't care about people who, I don't care. I don't care if somebody says essential oils don't work. Okay, next. Do you have anyone in your network that does? Because I would be happy to help them. I'm not saying this to the person asking the question. I'm saying it to the people who, who that's their statement. Difficulties with those who simply don't see the value in ordering on a rewards program or monthly or even at wholesale. Okay, this is another example of, this is kind of the conversation of what something costs is not what it's worth. So think about the last time, the last thing you purchased. Was it a venti frappuccino at Starbucks? Or was it a bottle of lemon oil that you could use 20 different ways? Same cost, but which one added value to your life? People who focus on the dollar amount of something they have no idea is going to completely change their life. Again, those are the people you can educate them, but you can't convince them. So, don't give up on them. But that is a common one in the beginning because people don't understand the value of what they're buying. So this is, to be honest, this is why essential oils and not leggings. This is why essential oils and not simply skincare. Because with a product that can stretch 100 different ways in a home that you can purchase at, the wholesale conversation to me is a no-brainer. Why in the world would somebody pay full price when they can get it at wholesale? Does anybody here remember the Costco craze in the early days? Everybody wanted a Costco card because you could buy things at a cheaper price by paying an annual fee. And this is the deal with doTERRA, right? There is no monthly order that you have to do. You can purchase whenever you want at your discount just by paying really a one-time fee of $35 or $42 in Canada to have access to that. And the reason it's basically one time is because when you renew a year later, you get a free bottle of peppermint from doTERRA. So it's like you're never paying again. So wholesale, it's obvious for anyone who understands, for anyone who's smart. MLM's connotation and disbelief that a person can be successful. So the thing I just want to say about that is, yeah, of course, not everyone's successful because there are always going to be people who think this is about making money, who are not aligned, who are not doing it for the right reasons. People trying to warn me it's smoke and mirrors business models. We kind of talked about that already. People believing it's not sustainable. It is sustainable if it's a product that actually changes someone's life. And if you're, in doTERRA, you're educating on natural health care. There is great incentive for people to start listening up and understanding that it is time. This is the only way forward. If you are somebody who does not want to be part of the growing statistics and the burden on our healthcare system, then get on board. Understand that natural healthcare is not going away. doTERRA, when you're looking at options, the reason people are attracted to using doTERRA is because it's easy. You don't have to go to school to understand how to use the oils. We teach safety always, but you become more empowered day by day as you learn, what your body's needing and how to support it properly. That becomes a really great feeling. Okay, pyramid scheme. I think that was mentioned like 10 different times. So if you just hopped on at the beginning and talked about this, but just look up Better Business Bureau, BBB, and write pyramid scheme versus network marketing. Okay, you'll see the difference. Pyramid schemes are illegal. They're monitored by the FTC. They are shut down like instantly. network marketing is not that if there's a product involved. So again, the best response is, oh, cool. Tell me more about what you know. What will they say to you? You can come in. You don't have to hide outside the door. Many people I've encountered think that they can't afford to buy the oils because they're so expensive. I have others who hesitate because they're not labeled organic. I have others who don't want to commit and also do not believe that the rewards are real. They say they don't have the time to change their order or remember to order. So what I see here is a lot of people trying to put all their excuses on you. It's time to like, next. Why do we get into the weeds? If somebody, first of all, if somebody doesn't see the value in using essential oils, then educate first. But you don't have to dwell on their problems and excuses. Because chances are they're like that in their whole life with everything, okay? How we do one thing is how we do everything. So the people that are coming at you with all these reasons why, next, don't worry about it. They're like this in their whole life, and they don't take a chance. They don't step back and actually think about what they're doing, you know, or like think about educating themselves. I see this sometimes. I'll post things on Facebook. I'll be very clear in what I post about how they can find out more info or where to ask questions. And what do these people do? They come to me with all their questions. They're not interested in doing the work. They're looking for someone else to do everything for them. So sometimes you'll get into that situation with people. One of the things I wanted to mention was I have others who hesitate because doTERRA oils are not labeled organic. So this is actually a very good positional point here. It's actually, so doTERRA is sourced all over the world. There are countries in the world that don't believe in poisoning their people. Okay? And a lot of these countries are where doTERRA sources their oils. So all the chemicals that we use in North America are not there, okay? So that is one of the reasons that doTERRA doesn't have to go through the hoops of organic certifications, is because they source globally. They don't grow lavender off the highway in Utah and distill it and sell it to you, okay? If they did, then I would be asking for organic certification on the labels. Absolutely. But there is such a thing as countries who don't poison their people. So they don't need, and the other thing with organic certification, it is a body that requires a lot of money from both the company, i.e. doTERRA, and the person supplying the product. It's a huge cost to a farmer to have to say, yes, my oils are organic. You're a huge fan of highway lavender. So the thing is, if a company is certifying organic, then I would get into the sourcing question. I would ask, well, where is this sourced? Why is it organic? Like, is it sourced in the US where we use a ton of chemicals? I mean, this is clear, right? We know why we need organic if you're buying things in the US. I have so many people who say their partners don't believe it, so they can't. Okay, so this question is about support within the family, right? Don't expect your partner, your husband, your wife, your mother, your dog, don't expect them to get on board with this right away, especially if you're somebody who dabbles. Okay? doTERRA does absolutely zero animal testing. I saw a question come up there. If you have questions with doTERRA that I'm not getting to, just email their product support at doTERRA.com. So don't expect that support right away. You have to model and be an example of what this business and product line is doing for you before someone else is ever going to start supporting you. So don't expect it right away. Okay, lots of questions around, like, people see it as too expensive. I mean, I could tell you right now that something like a drop of lemon essential oil is 2 pennies a drop. You'll use 1 drop of it for almost any application. But the real conversation here is, what are people valuing in their life? So go sit at Starbucks. Not trying to throw Starbucks under the bus. I worked with them for over a decade, but go sit at a Starbucks and watch how many people are in that lineup every 5 seconds, ordering venti, $10 drinks every day. I worked in a store for 8 years. I couldn't believe how many people came in and ordered 3 of those a day. breakfast, lunch, dinner with the kids after school. So people are not willing, they're not interested. You're at Starbucks right now. People are not interested in being honest with how they're spending their money. And a lot of people, this is the reason we're in the problem we are today, a lot of people are not interested in doing things that are focused on prevention. They're all about reaction. They're all about blame. They live in that state of, when I get cancer, I will go to my doctor and he'll fix me. They are not interested in investing in prevention. This is why we're in the problem we're in. If you're here and you're on this broadcast, you're likely somebody who gets this. You understand and you're interested in taking ownership of your health, but not everyone is, right? That's the real issue there. You want to see the issue behind the issue with people and understand, where do you need to go with this? Because when somebody doesn't value all the ways essential oils are going to change their life, it's either they need more educating. That's where you come in. You can add that value to people, but you might not be able to convince them, and it's not really even about that. Pyramid scheme, trapped into buying every month as a requirement. No, I mean, some companies, again, if you're in a company where you have to buy product every month to do the business and you don't actually benefit from the product, get out of that company. In our business, doTERRA is actually the cheapest network marketing business to run, because people can enroll with a small kit or no kit. And the month they want to begin the business, they place a 100 volume personal order. And you continue to do that. The reason is, how in the world can you build a business if you aren't using the product? Like, how? Tell me how. And so for people who are customers, which makes up 90% of the 4.5 million people in doTERRA, they're customers. They don't have to order monthly. And like the majority of them do, because think about it, as you start feeling better in your body, why would you ever go back to buying harmful products and bringing them into your home? You redirect where you're buying them from through your doTERRA account. Like, that's just what you do. Now there are some opportunities, like I'm not going to name names, but you guys will know what I'm talking about. There are companies, for example, that sell leggings, and some of the startup kits to begin that business cost close to $10,000. And the average pair of leggings sells for like 25 bucks. So how many years before that person actually gets that back? It's a long time, right? If the company doesn't end up folding, because I'm not sure, but last time I checked, leggings aren't changing the world. They're fun, but if you can do it in a lower cost way, then do it. If you love bringing women together to have, wine and leggings parties, then great. That's your why. You love creating that for them. But if you're with a company that forces you to spend way more money than you'll ever get back in your first 5 years, it doesn't sound good to me. So find a company that's affordable. This is why a lot of people end up doing doTERRA, because they're purchasing the stuff anyway every month because they feel so good with it. That. Okay. Duplicate. Okay, a lot of the same questions. Oils are overpriced, pyramid scheme, gone over those. My husband would kill me. My husband will like this. I have to ask my husband. Yeah, just get your oils and go home and give your husband a peppermint head scrub or a massage with deep blue. He'll be on board. Asking friends to host parties for you is the fastest way to lose friends. Yeah. So when you are inviting people to come and learn about what you do, make it beautiful. Let them know, I love to create a unique experience for every group I teach. What would you like to create for the people you're going to invite? And work with the host. Make it something that they would be excited to invite their friends to come and learn for free. Of course, we love to hook up hosts with nice gifts. If they're doing the business, at times you'll go out and teach a class with them, and that becomes their initial team, right? But make it fun. The reality is, okay, people want to learn what you're doing because they know that through your aligned sharing, you have something that could help them. So the quicker in a class you can make it all about the people there and create a beautiful experience for them, that's what's going to get people talking. So rather than just spamming your wall, saying, I'm looking for people to host, again, that's coming from a place of like, how can you help me, right? Whereas if you shift it and make it, how can I help you? What can I create for you and your friends and family? And you get right to the heart of that in your classes right away. Like after you intro yourself, you go right to it and say, I understand the majority of you are moms. And you're here tonight because you want to learn how to become a more empowered mom and have a healthier home and to teach your kids a different way. Everything I'm going to present tonight is going to help you with that. Like, what if that's how you opened up your classes so they knew it was all about them? When someone is a nutritionist who had a great experience but values another famous nutritionist who frowns on doTERRA, so she opted to not get started. We cracked that open, right, guys? This is what's really going on. Why in the world would another nutritionist make another nutritionist feel bad about being part of something that's healing the world? Why? Prices, have to learn more about them first. Okay, that's an opportunity to educate and add value, right? If somebody says, I just need to learn more about them, great. We've got lots of education that you can send their way. They are not FDA approved for safety. Okay, I really hope that in our lifetime, we don't see the day that the FDA is approving essential oils. That is going to be a very different world we live in when that day comes. The FDA, if you don't understand what they exist for, please go onto their website and look at their mission. They are not here to help people live healthier lives. They are here to protect you from death, from a pill on the shelf. Okay? They are here to protect you. Yes, they serve a very important purpose in our world because the healthcare industry is a $3 trillion industry in the US. They are here to protect customers from what the industry is doing. Now, there are times when they've had to intervene when, for example, a couple of years ago, the FDA visited doTERRA and Young Living to say, hey, you need to rein your people in. They're starting to talk about using oils for cancer. They're starting to say that instead of using this pharmaceutical drug, use this. And the FDA didn't like it. And of course they didn't like it. I'm glad they didn't like it because that kind of talk shouldn't have been going on. So the FDA came in and said, we need your people to clean it up. They can't be talking about this. Now, doTERRA corporate was not talking like this. It was how it was being marketed. And unfortunately, when you have people who are selling a product and benefit from the sale of that product, sometimes they will go to great lengths to sell that product. So they might say, use this frankincense instead of chemotherapy, right? You'll see stuff like this going on at times. That is irresponsible, right? So that is what the FDA actually governs. We do not want our oils to be FDA approved, you guys. So all these are duplicates. Just want to see if there's anything I haven't talked about. I recently had someone challenge me on a couple of things. One comment was that I'm working hard so that my upline can make a lot of money and benefit from my efforts and that I won't get compensation that I deserve. So what's interesting about this is you're right, but you're wrong. So yes, the person, because this is social marketing, the person who shared this product with you or this business opportunity, they are going to earn with you earning. That is how it's set up. However, here's the thing. You could outrank them. You could have more success and abundance than them. You are limited by no one. So if you're letting that idea, I mean, that is the ultimate great story, the great comparison of how this is not a pyramid scheme and a corporation is. Because in a corporation, you make an hourly rate, you work very hard to make a CEO a lot of money, and you will never be the CEO. Maybe you will, but you will never outrank the CEO. There is no opportunity for that. So be in a company with a good comp plan. This is a long broadcast. Are you guys enjoying this? Is this helpful? I'll go another 5 minutes. Be in a company that has an opportunity where you create a beautiful culture of support on your team. Some companies, for example, some companies are in what's called a binary comp plan. They are basically in direct competition with people once they enroll them. That's not good. That's not going to create a nice culture at all. So I love doTERRA's comp plan because the whole thing is rigged to create support, a beautiful culture and community. And that's why they're the largest company in the world. That's why other companies can't duplicate what they've done. I don't know anybody. Everybody I know is already using oils. Not the case. What percentage of North America do you think is using essential oils? Anyone know? Post it in the comment if you have any idea what percentage of people. Somebody said 25%. Okay, keep them coming. Maybe 5%. Less than 1%. 3%, 100%, because no, not 100%. 3%, 7%. It's actually 0.63% of North Americans are using doTERRA essential oils. So when somebody says to you, everyone's using them that I know, that person who's saying that, they're looking for a way out. They want to quit on themselves. They've realized that this isn't about getting rich quick. They thought it was. They were in it to play the short game, and they're looking for the first opportunity to opt out. So they'll say stuff like that. When if you actually were an innovator and had an entrepreneurial mindset, you would see, okay, why is it that 99.4% of North America is not yet using doTERRA essential oils? There are 4.5 million people in the world that are, but what's going on? What is required in order to reach the next 1%? That's what somebody who has a success blueprint is looking at. And I'll tell you what it is. A lot of people think it's a fad. A lot of people who have not yet got on board with an essential oil lifestyle are looking at you, waiting for you to quit. They're waiting to see you say, these are snake oils. They're hoping, right? Because they actually, like, your existence, your message is having them feel like they have to make some changes they're not ready to make. Okay, let me see if there's anything else here. I feel constant streams of advertisements from MLM companies on Facebook is a real detractor for a lot of people. Totally. You need to be authentic in your message and don't spam people. Okay, that was basically it for the questions. So I wanted to leave you guys with a quote, and then I'll just scroll through the wall and see if there's anything I didn't address on Facebook. I can't see the Periscope ones. Give me 1 second. I think that... How do you respond if someone wants to know how much you make off of their purchase? Be totally transparent with them. So when they go to Whole Foods, for example, and buy a bottle of essential oil, Whole Foods is paying out a marketing team, a store manager, a stocker, the guy who drove the trucks, the CEO. There's a lot that has to happen, especially if they're a public company. So basically, if you work off percentages, what you could share with somebody is that with every purchase in network marketing, and I don't know if this is for every company, but in doTERRA, 35% commission is paid out to the people that actually are guiding and adding value and marketing the product. It doesn't go to CEO. It doesn't go to doTERRA owners, okay? It is purely profit paid out to the people involved in the marketing and adding value to people's lives. So it's a choice. It's a choice. This is, and a lot of people, what they love about buying from a friend is that they're not just going home with a product off the shelf of Whole Foods. They get their friend as a support and a guide, and they oftentimes tap into a beautiful community. You know, for example, I run an oils group for our Whole Fit Oil community. We have almost 14,000 people in there. I'll see people post a nice question. They'll get instant responses, and community is built there. And this is what people are seeking the most. This is why they think, well, why would I buy a bottle of oil at Whole Foods when I get all of this for the same, the same payouts are happening in both scenarios, you guys. Don't fool yourself. We just don't like to think about it. We don't like to think that, we like to think that we're getting tricked, that somebody who's selling us a product is tricking us. Because why would they ever be about, being part of something beautiful that puts good into the world? That, this is what you're going to deal with. So here's my quote I want to leave you with. It's by a woman named Emily Marushan. It says, "I'm not here for your understanding of who I am. I am here for your understanding of who you are. I am your mirror. How you feel about me, what you see in me, the thoughts that arise from your encounter of me, and the judgments you hold about me are simply reflections of you. They actually have nothing to do with me." Isn't that beautiful? Does that give you a sense of peace when you're dealing with negativity, with people who are there to knock you down? It is not about you. It is just a reflection of them. And if you are somebody, let's do a beautiful call to action here. If you are somebody who is in the health coaching space and you have been negative on this industry, you have been unsupportive of people who come to you and say, what do you think about doTERRA? Without you even really looking into it, and you're negative on it. The call to action for you is understand that your message is simply a story of the healing you haven't done. And it is marketing to people. You are showing the next wave of people that you are not here to guide them. So if you are a health coach, understand your role. Understand that you should be here to eventually create people who don't need you anymore. It's time to remove your ego. The quote is by Emily Marushan, M-A-R-O-U-T-I-A-N. Thanks, Jill. If you guys just look up the first few words that say, I am not here for your understanding of who I am. The second person I want to do a call to action for, if you are a family member listening right now, and you have been unsupportive of someone in your family who is in this kind of opportunity, you need to check yourself, because there's a circle of abundance that's going to happen. If you were to support your family member who is making a go in this business and is really doing their best to be successful within it, absolutely support them, because they are part of a model that is going to create financial healing for them first, and you will absolutely be blessed through that. I promise you, you support your family in the beginning, you will be taken care of. And the last group I want to speak to are the aromatherapists. I know you sense the need for you is diminishing. The wise aromatherapists are starting to look at what has caused doTERRA to become the largest essential oil company in the world. Why has Johns Hopkins moved into a massive research study with only doTERRA? Why is doTERRA being used in hundreds of hospitals in the US? Why are doctors coming on board? Why does doTERRA have a medical advisory board of over 40 doctors? Why? What's going on? And this like unbranded line of essential oils I've been using in my aromatherapy practice for years, maybe I need to start asking more questions of it. This, the need for your role is diminishing, not because of the oils, okay? The need for you is diminishing because there is a generation of people rising up that are sick and tired of giving their power over to other people, including you, and including doctors who are not actually serving the greater good. This is what it's about. It is not about the oils. And your resistance to it and the fear that you promote is not coming from a place of concern, because your energy is felt in your message. There's a difference. Absolutely. Please know, we advocate for safety always. And so we are aligned in that with you. But the work you're doing right now is, again, it's simply a sign of your fear. And that's what you're putting out there. So My last message, and we're going to close this. My last message is for those of you who know you're involved in a beautiful movement. You are here to trigger people because you're doing the work. And this is actually nothing more than a personal development journey. And the more that you are aware of how people trigger you, your feelings about people when they come up with all this opposition towards you, it is just an opportunity for you to become more aware of where you need to grow. I have the confidence that I do today because I have been in the weeds with personal development for most of my life. I have gone deep. I've gone through very hard things in my life. And I am out on the other side to share a message with you about what is really happening here. This is about love and being a light and abundance and becoming whole and knowing that we can never help another person truly until we are whole, okay? That's what this is all about. So I hope this message has landed properly for you to understand there is a certain amount of knowing who you are and who they are. And with that, you can better understand what's really going on. Okay, I had fun with this topic. Came on quick. I've had some conversations this week with some of my leaders, and this is the next wave. Are people who are intentionally looking to take you out because they know what you're a part of. So I felt an urgency to crack this open, to talk about what's really going on, and just know, like, stay focused on the good. Stay surrounded by people who support the good in your life. And sometimes those people will not be the people you thought you could count on. That's okay. That's why we have community, and it is our trump card. Okay, you guys, have a great rest of your week. And thank you for your questions, your comments. Thanks for hopping on live. I will upload this recording. Jill, if you're still on, if you could post the link to the playlist of recordings. I'll wait for her to post it on Periscope so you guys see it. And we'll get it posted on Facebook as well. Awesome. I love that word, Tanya, reinforcement. That's what we do. Sometimes we need to borrow. Hi, Kate. Sometimes we need to borrow from somebody who has done the work until we have done the work, until we're ready to move through the work. I don't know if Jill is still on. If you guys want to write down the playlist website, we often post it into the Facebook feed, but it's bit.ly/HFQ and A. So QANDA. And you'll find all the recordings. We'll upload this later tonight so you guys have it. Okay, guys. We'll see you next week.